Dear fellow recruiters, welcome to the channel. This is Suman Pachigulla here. And this video is particularly for HRs and recruiters. Here I have explained how you can screen a candidate. Well, you might be doing it at this point of time, and here this video is going to help you to understand what are the things that you are doing it correctly, or you may need to do it in a better manner. Okay, so 3 things that you need to understand when you are screening a candidate. Okay, I'm going to focus more on the skills part, but let me show you in a macro level what are the things we as a recruiter need to understand, or we need to confirm from a candidate before we send that to our client. Okay, when I say general, we need to check the location of the candidate. We need to focus on the education part according to the need. What are the client's domains the person has worked, and overall experience of the person as per the requirement of the client, right? This is what we generally do. Now, then there are main things that we need to cross check, which will definitely stop the submission if we do not focus on it. Okay, one part is rate or salary, whatever it is. Then tax term, if you're working in US, you're working in Canada or any other industry, so you need to check on your different tax terms. And if you're working in India, definitely this is one flat pay, right? That's what you need to check in. Then pay terms, meaning is it net 15, net 30, net 45? What is the pay term that you need to confirm, okay, during submission, because you really don't want to have any sort of discussions when the offer comes in, right? Then joining and availability, that why this person thinks that he can join in 1 week or can join immediately or anything that sort. So we need to get that availability confirmation. Then interest. I'm sure majority of the recruiters do not focus on this one. I mean, after you discuss the general information, after you discuss about the requirement, then you talk about the rate part, tax, and everything is fine, and candidate is ready, and the person is going to join your project. That's what the person confirmed over phone. Now, did you ever ask the candidate that, well, so far we have discussed everything, right? So this is, I'm explaining you the conversation between pitch between recruiter and the candidate. Okay, how would I close it at the end? Okay, so let's say the candidate's name is John. Then I would say, hey John, we have been discussing about the role for the last 15-20 minutes, and I hope you understood it well. Let's say, yes, I understood it well. So may I know, why do you think you are the best match for this position, and you would be interested to work with this client? Now, when I'm asking this, then how did you find this requirement so far? Why do you think you are matching? And at the same time, why do you think that you would like to work with the client, or why you are going to join? Now, this will give me an insider. This will give me an information from the candidate point that why this person is really, interested, or only they're looking for money. Is that a location? Is that it's that the dream company, whatever it is. So you need to hear that from the candidate. Once you hear that, the kind of answer that will explain us, that will let us know that yes, this candidate is really serious, and once the offer comes, this person will join or not. Everything lies in the interest. So next time you talk to a candidate, make sure you ask that, why do you think you fit to this position, and anything specific that is the reason you would like to work with this client. All right, so this is a fair question. You don't have to worry about what the candidate will think. So you don't think about what candidate is going to think. That's the candidate's problem to think. So you only focus on your job, okay, so that you can give the best candidate to your client. So now you focus on general, focused on main. Now let's understand about the skills. When it comes to skills, you need to focus on the job part, right? So here, before you screen a candidate over skills, over requirement, you have to have full clarity on the job requirement, and you have to have a full clarity of the duties and what exactly your client is looking for. That is what makes you to screen and send a matching candidate. So here you need to focus on the past, present and similar skills what the candidate has done. So let me run you through a requirement which I have just pulled, and I hope you can see that it is a Java requirement. I pulled it online, and let me come down here for you. Okay, so this is a senior full stack engineer, right? This is a Java full stack developer, and I have chosen a small requirement so that it will be easier for you to understand when I say skill, past, present and similar. Just to I want to show this to you, and that's the reason I have pulled a small requirement. Now here what is the client is asking for? 8+ years of overall IT experience, and you are going to complete this one here, right? Anyways, you check with that. Then 2+ years of experience with Angular 8. What is Angular 8? This is a front-end framework, and this is a 8+ version. Anything more than 8 the client is looking for. Okay, then 4+ years of experience implementing REST services with Java, preferably including Spring Boot. Now we need to know that REST services, so client is looking for a REST API that needs to be implemented. This is a Java requirement, and they wanted to use Spring Boot. So what is Spring Boot? Spring Boot is a Java based framework which allows it sits on the Spring, and it allows the developer to create a standalone softwares which runs without any the developer doesn't have to allocate any different server or anything else. It's pre-built, it's embedded, it has the server which allocates it by itself. So that's what it is the helpful for the developers who creates standalone applications. So primarily if in Java applications REST API needs to be built, so Spring Boot is very much helpful. Okay, this is open source, this is free. All right, so client is looking for someone who can build REST APIs on Java using Spring Boot. Then senior they have, and mid-level. What is that mid-level? 4+ IT, 2 years with 6 version Angular, and this person should also have experience in REST API building with Java 8, the recent version, and on Spring Boot. Okay, now what is that the core things you have found in this requirement? Apart from the experience, you see someone should have used the front-end framework, Angular, and REST API, and Spring Boot. Okay, experience in implementing. So that's what you need to know. Someone should be understands the requirement, creates it, and take it to the production and rolls out. So that's what is important. Now when you are screening the candidate, so you should be asking, what have you done in the past? Are you doing it in any of the project? And if the person said I have not done it, so you may ask, do you have any similar skill related to this? Okay, so now any candidate that you work and screen, this is what the pattern you need to follow. Because if you are working on a niche skills, the candidate might not have worked that particular requirement in the current project. Maybe they might have worked in the past. So you need to ask this question. Okay, have you worked on implementing REST APIs in your past projects? They'll say, yes, I have done it in the past, but I have not done it in present. Okay, very good. So Spring Boot. So is that the Spring Boot that you have used primarily, or have you used anything to create REST APIs in the present? And do you have any, if the person doesn't have that, the person can say, yeah, I know I can do that because I have done it in the past, but I really exactly I don't have the Angular 6 experience, but I have worked with 9, 10, 11, but this particular version I have not used, but I know what are the changes in there, but I can definitely do it if that is what the version is using. All right, so that's what completes your communication and helps you gather all the information and wrap the candidate. All right, I hope this small video has helpful for you to understand what are the things you will be covering during your conversation. And if you liked it, let me know, put your questions in the comment box. And I wish you all the best, and always I want you to see you people winning and making lots and lot of money. Thank you so very much, and take care. Jai Hind.